Today on Sports Central, we'll be going over 5 reasons why the New Orleans Saints will go on to beating the Packers in Week 3 of the 2020 season. And of course, this is probably your biggest game of the season up until this point. I mean, you got the Saints, of course, sitting at 1-1. They lost to the Raiders last week. And so, yeah, this is going to be a huge game for them to turn their season around. And they got the Packers, of course, looking like the best team in the league right now at 2-0. And they've blown out 2 opponents already. And so, yeah, this is a very important game for both these teams, and especially the Saints trying to turn their season back around. Because if you start off 1-2, that is certainly not a good start. So this is a very important game for the Saints. And today we're not going to be going over a prediction video. This is just going to be 5 reasons why, if the Saints did beat the Packers, this is how it would happen. That being said, these reasons are also not in any particular order. And your one is going to be Alvin Kamara. Of course, he's easily one of the best running backs in the league right now. Great offensive line to work with. He's got a great offense in general to work with. I mean, there's no one really better to work with than Brees as your quarterback. And, of course, he had a great game against the Las Vegas Raiders. He had a couple of touchdowns there. Of course, he hasn't really put up a lot of yardage yet, and I'm sure that's going to come as the games go on. But he does have 3 touchdowns so far within the past 2 games, along with 95 total yards. So all around, I mean, it's been a bit of a slow start for Alvin Kamara, but we've seen how good he can be in the past, and he's got a tremendous amount of upside. And I think this could possibly be the game where we see Alvin Kamara rushed a ton. I mean, as you know, the Packers, their big weak spot is their rushing defense. And so, yeah, Alvin Kamara, watch out for him this week. He's going to be getting a lot of action. Number 2 is going to be the comebacks that the Saints have had. Of course, they've started 2-0 since 2013. It has been 7 years since the Saints have started off 2-0. I mean, I can list off however many great seasons they've had since 2013. I mean, they should have been a Super Bowl team last year, except they got upset really early on in the playoffs. And then, of course, in 2018, they should have made it to the Super Bowl. I mean, of course, they had that no call against the Rams. And then in 2017, they also were a great team. So, yeah, they haven't started 2-0 since 2013. So this really means nothing from the start 1-0. And once again, the team has proved over and over again that losing at the beginning of the season is not much of a setback. I mean, yeah, this team has come back from 1-1 starts all over the past few years. And so, yeah, I would not be worried about a 1-1 start for the Saints. This is a team that has definitely proved that they are worthy of being a great team. So watch out for that. Number 3 reason is going to be the Packers injuries. And, of course, Packers wide receiver Davante Adams is not completely healthy right now. I mean, he's not completely a no-go for Week 3 yet, but he is injured. So there is a chance that he will have to sit out for Week 3. So, yeah, watch out for that. But, I mean, if Aaron Rodgers, if he does not have Adams at the wide receiver position, it really sets up well for the Saints. Because, I mean, without Davante Adams, all Aaron Rodgers really has is Valdez-Scantling and Lazard, which they're 2 receivers that are pretty good, but they are extremely inexperienced. And, I mean, yeah, Davante Adams, he's definitely one of the best players on the Packers right now, and one of the best receivers in the league as well. I mean, you could argue that Davante Adams is the best receiver in the entire NFL. So this is going to be, it would be big for the Saints, especially if Davante Adams wasn't playing. And certainly best wishes to Davante Adams. But I mean, it would be big for the Saints, and it would help them a ton if he wasn't playing. And honestly, the defensive side of things for Green Bay is also a bit injured. I mean, we saw several players go down last week as the Packers took on the Lions. So yeah, watch out for that. But the Saints definitely, I mean, with the Packers' injuries are definitely something that they could capitalize on if we looked at the Saints winning at the end of the day. Number 4 is going to be Drew Brees, and of course he had a bit of a rough game against the Raiders. He definitely did not have one of his best games as a quarterback, but I mean, he plays very well under pressure, as he's proven over and over again. I mean, certainly he's going to be in a lot of pressure in this game, or you'd expect him to be, considering this is probably the biggest game in the entire NFL so far this entire season. So this is going to be a huge game here. And, yeah, he's done very well under pressure. Once again, we've seen that time and time again out of him. And he did have a bit of a down game against Vegas, but he still has a tremendous amount of upside. He's always a super accurate quarterback, always has a 70% plus completion rate. So, yeah, watch out for him with that. But, I mean, he also now has a game of experience without Michael Thomas. So, I mean, considering Michael Thomas won't be playing in Week 3 as well, it is somewhat good that Drew Brees does have a game under his belt before having to play a great team like the Packers to have a game of experience without Michael Thomas. I mean, of course, the wide receiver core for the Saints other than Michael Thomas is pretty weak, but all around, it's just good that he has a little bit of experience there. But then again, he also has Kamara in the backfield to work with. So, I mean, honestly, he's got a great running back with Alvin Kamara to work with in the backfield, so you can't forget about that as well. And lastly, your 5 reason is going to be Sean Payton. Of course, he's one of the most aggressive coaches in the NFL, but he certainly does great work. There's no doubt about that. I mean, he's led the Saints to several successful seasons. He's led this team to a couple of seasons where they should have won the Super Bowl. I mean, or at least they were good enough to do that. But all around, I mean, even a great example of this would be even last week when they were playing the Raiders on Monday night. I mean, yeah, they went for two. Like they were up 9-0. Yeah, they were up 9-0, and they were just about to go up 10-0 if they would have gone for an extra point. But he decided to go for two instead. And so yeah, that's obviously a big depiction of how aggressive of a coach that he is. And he certainly does a great job. I mean, once again, they should have definitely gotten that 2-point conversion if it weren't for an illegal motion penalty. So all around, yeah, Sean Payton, great coach, definitely one of the best in the entire league. I'd consider him to be a top 3 coach in the entire NFL. And I mean, once again, he's also one of the best play callers, if not the best. And New Orleans honestly should feel just fine with having him as the head coach, especially in a big game like they're about to have in week 3 against the Packers. Anyway, with that being said, that wraps up our 5 reasons why, if the Saints did beat the Packers, how it would happen. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below on this game. We will be having a full prediction on the game between the Saints and the Packers coming up, I believe, either tomorrow or Thursday. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But yeah, once again, thanks again, guys, for watching. Stay tuned for more from All Sports Central. Once again, let me know your thoughts in the comments below on this game, and I'll see you all later.